How do we mentor youth for optimal development? We will ask and answer this question with a whole child, whole family, and whole world in mind. Now, how do we mentor youth for optimal development? It's a question that's been asked and answered around the world, and oftentimes the answers aren't very clear. So this short presentation will introduce you to the lives of 12 teenagers and ask you as a mentor, how do we inspire these adolescents to contribute to society and develop as human beings? We will explain many of these throughout this presentation, but our first answer and simple answer is that parents, educators, and mentors offer experiences and insight for teens to grow in life. Let's take a closer look. The challenge here is for the mentors is to offer the right experience and insight in the right time, place, and way. Now, many questions are going to arise about what's growth in life, what are mentors, and how do they enlighten teens. So let's take a closer look. When we talk about parents, we're talking about family, parents, step-parents, grandparents, siblings, aunts and uncles, and extended family. Anyone who provides educational experiences for the youth, those that we consider family in our lives and in the life of these children. Now, educators is also used very generally to include teachers, administrators, counselors, coaches, clergy, professors, and all those in a formal professional role to educate our youth. Now, this specific presentation is geared towards mentors. Now, this includes parents and family and educators, but all of those who feel like it's not our job today to educate and mentor youth. And what I'm appealing here to you today is it is everyone's job, and the most essential ingredient that our youth need today and our society needs is for mentors to create a path for youth into life. Now, that's no easy task at all, but that includes college and careers, starting a family of their own, and contributing as a citizen to society. Again, part of being a mentor is we're helping youth define what life is. And there's no easy way for us to host a class to say this is the type of protocol you must engage all youth in conversation. Our approach to inspiring teenagers with mentorship is through experience. Mentors offer experiences through projects and activities. This is what gives youth experiences in life to make any other decisions on. We also provide understanding and advice. We give insight and experience as mentors. Oftentimes we just think of this advice as one mentor tells the pupil something. Well, we need to think about the insights we give just by answering questions in public in front of our mentees and what kinds of understanding about the general world we are providing our mentees. So, through projects and activities, understanding and advice, mentors can inspire adolescents. Let's look specifically at this approach on how we, as mentors, help teens grow in life. Formally, we have the 12-year-old identify 12 mentors. This usually includes family, friends, and educators in a professional role. This is middle school, and we're preparing for adolescence here. So by age 12, all of our students identify 12 mentors who they would consider a formal mentor role. Now, every year for the next 9 years, this teenager adds a new mentor, mostly through personal projects. Maybe the teen takes a job or goes to a summer camp and meets a new coach, or there's somebody in the neighborhood they're doing projects with. Every quarter or every year here, the teen identifies a specific mentor to help on a personal project. And overall, they may be introduced to 5 or 10 new mentors every year, but we need to identify another mentor to support this teenager. And at 21 years of age, the teenager then informs their 21 mentors of their growth. The idea here is, look, we have coming of age ceremonies at some time in adolescence, but we need some emergence into adulthood at around 21 to 25. But at some point, the 21-year-old formally leaves adolescence and enters an adult with this letter, or it can be as informal as an email, informing the 21 mentors of their growth. Now, our goal here is to inspire adolescents, and we think that more adolescents need inspiring mentors. And part of the first question every mentor has to ask is, what is growth in life? Now, a school has a certain curriculum and enlightens and educates that way, but mentorship is more broader and general, so we often lack the courses and direct information to help us as mentors do the best we can with our teens. So, the mentor enlightens the teen. Well, how is this? Well, again, the formal role of school. We understand a teacher and mentor provides cognitive skills and strategies for youth to become successful. Now, we would call that academics mainly, including reading and writing and arithmetic. There's also a knowledge of college, and careers for that matter, that youth need to develop. Many times youth want to be in the same profession or field as their parents, or many times they actually rebel against that and have an exact opposite type of career. Again, the point here is there's a knowledge of college and career that youth need to develop an understanding of. Academic tenacity, that's the rigorous pursuit of truth and answers within the academic curriculum. And then this is all geared towards student achievement. It's a certain attitude and way we behave and study. And again, this is an ordinary understanding. When we do ask teenagers, they can say, look, we need this basic kind of information to succeed. Now, whether or not they succeed or not is a different story. And again, part of being an inspired mentor is helping through the school process. But the larger appeal here is growth in life is much larger than college and school readiness. So this is part and center to our goal, but we want to include all the other facets of life and lifelong learning that we as mentors pass along to the next generation. So let's look at this just a little bit closer, because for ordinary, there's a standard college achievement plan. All the students presented here, and in my experience, 99% of them, and in our data shows, more than 99% of students want to graduate and enjoy their time. So ordinary says, when we ask her what her goal is, it's to graduate in 4 years and enjoy my time. Now, other ordinary lessons, and this is an example of a particular girl who called herself an ordinary student. She graduates high school and goes to the 4-year college. Now, she says, I know that once I do get out of school, I'm going to have to get into the real world and be a little more serious. And when she transfers after we talked to her after her first semester of college, she says, I learned last semester that there are obviously going to be obstacles because I can plan my courses, but they might not go according to plan. Now again, the standard college achievement plan is students plan to go to college, graduate, and get a higher paying career and enjoy their time while they're at college. Now the student who calls herself ordinary has many other skills and is mastered, but it is also ordinary that their first semester of college, many students fail a course, or in this case, take too many courses and get overloaded and have to adjust their college pursuit slightly. This would be called an ordinary failure. That would be different from a student who would drop out or do something like this. Let's look at what kinds of experiences adolescents need to achieve their dreams. So what does she need? Ordinary can meet the cognitive demands of college. She struggles in a class or two, but she generally has the time management and study skills needed to succeed in college. Her other secret, ordinary secret of success is she's involved in school. Her case, she gives campus tours. But there's lots and lots of ways to be involved in school. And then the mentorship challenge is how do we engage these students in the world outside of school in preparation for careers and work and generally life in society. So what we want to do is, what are these teens' dreams and experiences? This is one student who called herself ordinary, but we'll introduce ourselves and hear the life stories of a dozen other students who are also very, very ordinary, but they share slightly different dreams and experiences in the world. And we as mentors can reflect upon what kind of advice and experiences we can provide these teens. So Be the Boss is the ordinary Be Average student. He says, since I was little, my mom always told me that you could go anywhere if you have an education. My mom and family, they will give me stuff or they'll do something special for me if I'm able to do my grades right. And when he learns, this is your typical Be Average student, but one of his lessons is sometimes you have the hard classes and have to remind yourself it will soon pass. It's just right now and do the best you can, but it's only for right now. It's like you know you don't want to go somewhere a certain day, and the next thing you know, the day is over. This is slightly different than the ordinary A average student who the day's not over. The day's over and they failed and they got a B or a C. Slightly different, but again, this is a common perception and beliefs and the dreams of Be the Boss. So, this general aspirations that's slightly different than the ordinary student to graduate is he's got aspirations as an entrepreneur. Now, they mix and match every time we talk to him. He wants to be in sports medicine one time and then wants to be owner of a restaurant or business another time. And again, this is okay. We're not here to judge what he's going to do or that he's even thinking about all this wonderful stuff. It is a matter of how we as mentors provide him the right insight at the right time in the right way so that he has the experiences to grow. In Be the Boss's case, he says, I do not have a job at the moment. So he has all these aspirations, but he's not really working. So it's fairly easy as a mentor to say, hey, why don't you get a job in one of these things? Work in a restaurant or a hospital or sports medicine for a little while and see what you think of it. Now, what do we learn from Be the Boss as a mentor? He says when you do well, it feels good. And I agree with the student who says he wants to be the boss. When you do well, it does feel good, and that's why you can get a job. Now, the next student we talked to says she wants to have the freedom to do positive things. She says college will lead to freedom, growing up, maturing, and making my own decisions. I'm definitely looking forward to being in the real world and making my own decisions and not having to worry if I do the wrong thing. She's definitely looking for more liberty in college and freedom. And what does she learn in her first year of college? She says, I need to be more realistic because last year when I wanted to go to a certain private university, that obviously didn't work out. But I love it at this liberal arts college, and I know it worked out for the best. So again, like ordinary, she slightly changes her plan, and she has the cognitive skills and capacities and time management and study skills and academic tenacity to succeed in college. But as mentors, we need to consider how do we support this kind of student. What does freedom remind us? She says it's challenging teaching myself how to study. So one of the common things any mentor can do is simply providing better habits for studying and time management in college. We've just been introduced to 3 students. Freedom to do positive things. We've just been introduced to 3 students. One who says she aspires to have the freedom to do positive things. One who says he wants to be the boss. And the other who calls herself ordinary because she wants to graduate in 4 years and enjoy her time in college. What we've done is we've asked ourselves as mentors, how do we mentor to provide experiences and insight for optimal youth development? Please join us in the second part of this presentation, and we will discuss this.